The three MPs were charged with contempt of Parliament as well as gross disorderly misconduct. This after their behaviour in the National Assembly on the 30th of August last year was called into question. They were accused of disrupting the NA on that day.
They certainly took part in the disturbance. The disturbance and the disorder, from what we heard Mr. Kaso's evidence, it delayed the proceedings for almost an hour. On the facts, the members deliberately took part in the disorder and in fact aggravated the disorder, which was seriously detrimental to the decorum and dignity of the House.
The third accused, Veronica Mente, asked to be shown evidence of her alleged poor behaviour.
Where are those remarks? Because you cannot fabricate evidence yourself. Where are the remarks that I said? If you can point me to the remarks that have led to the Speaker to take such a decision, I'll be happy, because I have no recollection of me offending anyone.
The committee conceded and dropped all charges against Mente. Her two co-accused tried to defend themselves, but they were not as fortunate.
There is no defiance that I intentionally or deliberately made. I've said that to you, you know. No sane person can do that unless you are now putting words in my mouth that are different from what I was saying. I was saying that to you. I respected the Speaker of the House. Earlier on, I sat down, and I even sat down at a point where there was engagement in terms of whether I should be warned or not. So I don't know if that constitutes Chairperson a disrespect.
What a lot of words to describe absolutely nothing. Really, there was. So show me on the Hansard where the threats are. I want to hear those threats. There's no such thing.
Mr. Paulsen,
this is someone's delusion. There really are no threats. If they're not on the Hansard, it's delusion. So whose delusion is it? Yours or the Speaker's?
They were slapped with the following sanctions: an in-person apology to President Cyril Ramaphosa, as well as National Assembly Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula and the people of South Africa, as well as suspension for a month without pay in March. The EFF's legal counsel's argument was based on concern about the possibility of bias and the impartiality of the process.
Can we genuinely say this committee will apply its mind independently against my members, or will they follow political line of dealing with EFF members, quote unquote? I'm inviting you to earnestly apply your minds to that proposition.
Opposition parties weighing in said the basis of this disciplinary process is that the rules of Parliament are there to be followed.
The Speaker, in terms of the Powers and Privileges Act, in terms of the parliamentary rules, has the authority to issue an instruction. And if one refuses to obey that instruction, to my mind, one is in contempt of the rules of Parliament. And what then happens if one refuses to leave when instructed to do so, it does cause a disturbance and a delay, and also prevents members from exercising their constitutional and legal rights.
Even in our own houses, Honorable Chairperson, our own homes, we have rules that our kids and all of us follow in our own homes. So as leaders and members of Parliament, we are expected to uphold the dignity and the decorum of the House. What we do in that House, which is at the glare of the world and the nation at large, should be a conduct that is acceptable, not a conduct that will make our society and the community at large to emulate what we are doing.
We are in argument with the sanctions that have been proposed by the Council, and we support it.
The EFF took another view on the matter.
There is a targeting of the EFF, and all of us are going to regret it. It's a matter of 6 months now. All of you are going to regret this discrimination that you show to shield the president from accountability, from radical accountability. But generally, even if you did not want to, the discriminatory practice, which was demonstrated by the advocate leading, representing Honorable Paulsen and Khanya Ceza and the Honorable Veronica Mente, that discrimination was not considered. And I would say that we must consider it and withdraw all these charges.
The apologies need to be made before the end of February next year. Once the committee adopts its report, it will go to the National Assembly for approval. This committee also dealt with another matter involving 6 other EFF MPs, including its leaders Julius Malema and Floyd Shivambu. They have been suspended for February 2024 and will also not receive their salaries for that month. All 6 MPs in this group were found guilty of contempt of Parliament for storming the stage during this year's State of the Nation address. Abra Barbia, SABC News, Parliament.